fight in Rapier. And that will be Mika Keskitalo of Sweden and Francesco Lodà of the Accademia Romana d'Armi from Italy. Keskitalo is red, Lodà is blue. So Scott Hellroth will momentarily announce the fighters, and the fighting will begin. Mika Keskitalo is a familiar face to see in Rapier tournaments in Sweden. He's taken first place in a number of local tournaments. He took third place as Swordfish in the Rapier tournament in 2011. So a respectable fighter with a good reputation. Francesco Lodà, likewise in Italy, 8 times ranked number 1 in Rapier tournaments in Italy. The fight is about to begin.
As you can hear, the very dramatic drums rolling in the background. Both fighters shaking hands.
Mika Keskitalo has an interesting background. In addition to Rapier, he has a 10-year background in judo, training in kung fu, and also additional training in kickboxing. He is self-trained as a Rapier fetzer, and he is an instructor in the Uppsala Historiska Fäktskola.
Uppsala Historiska Fäktskola in correct Swedish, Matt. That is shortened UHFS. Hard to pronounce. We're in such an international community. So many languages. The fight has begun. Lodà on the defensive. Keskitalo feeling his opponent.
Keskitalo doing a very good job of controlling the space, forcing his opponent to the edge of the mat, sounding out his opponent, feeling out his defenses. Oh, flurry of cuts. And the judges award 1 point.
1 point for red. I didn't see what happened there. I think it might have been a cut to the arm.
It looked like a cut to the arm
from Lodà.
Another cut, parried by Lodà. Additional point awarded to Keskitalo for a cut. Again, we have this differential. That looked like a thrust to the face to me from Keskitalo. But the judges are disagreeing on that.
Lodà seems to have got a bang on the knee though, shaking it off. But the judges could not agree.
After blow on red, no point awarded. The fight resumes.
Lodà.
Mika Keskitalo seems to be doing a lot of cuts, and it worked for him well twice, but he walked in on a thrust that time from Lodà.
Oh,
Lodà
hits
footing,
the ground.
Hits the ground.
There's no grappling allowed on the ground in this tournament, but in this final, but standing grappling is allowed for 5 seconds, and point given based on dominance. So Lodà evening the score. We seem to have a blade problem. Of course, during the course of this tournament, many a blade has broken, many a sword has broken. Fortunately, not so many fingers. A flurry, and the judges cannot agree. The fight continues. Lodà of Italy, Keskitalo of Sweden. They exchange. The ref breaks. It scored 2 points to Lodà in blue, skyrocketing him to the lead. And was that clean enough to score him another point? Okay, so they have taken a break. Half time has been called. It is a 30-second break.
Interesting to see that Keskitalo took an early lead with a couple of cuts, but I think that strategy is not working out for him. He tried to continue that, ended up walking in on a thrust, which evened the score, and then Lodà has managed to figure out his style and adjust his tactics accordingly. So now we see Lodà with a pretty healthy lead.
Sometimes when fighters don't change their strategy, their opponent will figure them out and find gaps in that, and the fight will change. As you saw now, Keskitalo using the cut a lot, and Lodà changing the wave of the fight.
Interesting that there haven't historically been a lot of Italians at Swordfish in the past. It's nice. We have a pretty big contingent of Italians this year. Lodà is the foremost among them. That looked like a thrust, a good thrust by Keskitalo. Yes.
And it earns him a double. That's 4 equal.
2 points for Keskitalo.
With 2.5 minutes left, this is getting dramatic.
So Keskitalo has changed his style, relying more on the thrust, which is what these rules were designed to cause. It's interesting, Scott, when you think about rule sets and putting rule sets together, the idea is to try to shape the fighter's behavior, and I think that's what we may be seeing here. Looks like another thrust by Lodà. Another 2 points.
For the gold, for first prize. Winner takes all. Exchange, and judges give the verdict.
A double hit.
A double hit. So we have 2 double hits in this fight. The Italian is being warned for arguing with the judges.
And the fight continues. Reaching the end game.
A bit of frustration shown there from Lodà's side. And Keskitalo is gained another point, 5-6. Lodà in the lead. Sweden in red, Italy in blue. Exchange. Oh, beautiful.
So we are now at 6-6. Even score between the combatants.
Both fighters very careful at this point. Neither willing to give up a point.
37 seconds remaining in the fight. This next point will likely determine the outcome of the match. Lodà. Additional 2 points. Keskitalo knowing he has to make a difference in the last remaining seconds of the fight. Down to 20 seconds left. Extremely close fight. 7-8. That looked like a thrust from Lodà. We'll see if the judges agree.
No exchange called. Fight continues.
Keskitalo
running in, forcing his opponent out of the ring. Judges are called. No exchange is called. And we have time.
Lodà scraping out a bare victory by 1 point.
The winner, Lodà of Italy.
I think Keskitalo made that mistake early on of relying on cuts, whereas Lodà more wisely relied on the thrust.